If they ever make a sequel to this movie, they should probably call it The Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Now. Now that would be more realistic.
Hey.
Where the hell am I?
Do you live around here, Sutter?
How do you know my name?
You go to the same school. I'm Amy.
That's what I was gonna say. Nice to meet you, Amy.
Welcome everybody to MaffmanJones Movie Reviews. I'm John Maffio, and today's featured movie is an indie flick. It is The Spectacular Now, starring Miles Teller and the very pretty Shailene Woodley. It's a character-driven high school drama, which is carried by Miles Teller's character, who basically plays the class clown, and he's in a struggling relationship with Brie Larson from 21 Jump Street, and meanwhile, he actually has an accident, and he meets Shailene Woodley's character, who is a shy girl who is in the same class, but they never knew each other. And that's where we get our story, our romantic, cute little story, right?
No, it's actually pretty dark.
If you aren't a new subscriber, then you know that my favorite movie of 2012 was Perks of Being a Wallflower, which was also a high school drama flick. And it caught me by surprise, and I absolutely loved it. This movie is a high school movie, it's a drama. It definitely has a more romantic aspect to the story as compared to Perks of Being a Wallflower, but let me tell you guys right now, The Spectacular Now, without being cheesy, was spectacular. It was poignant, it was amazing, it was emotional, dramatic, it caught my feels all over my freaking body. Okay, that was weird, sorry for doing that. The essential qualities that are necessary to create a great movie are characters and story. This movie has both, because the story is extremely engaging and you are within these characters' minds and their psyches from the get-go, because the characters are also very engaging, they're relatable. You're invested from the start because these characters just seem so grounded and you become engrossed in their personal individual stories. The acting is top-notch, the cast is brilliant. I mean, Miles Teller, he's only been in Project X in the Footloose remake, but this movie shows that he has promise for a career. He was amazing in this movie. Shailene Woodley, she's just too damn cute. And so all those fanboys, Spider-Man fanboys, were saying she's not hot enough to be MJ. She is great in this movie. She really, because she's a bubbly person in real life, and she really captured that shy essence of a girl who's shy. And essentially, this movie is about the bonding of the relationship of these two characters, Miles Teller's and Shailene Woodley's. And you feel it's very natural, organic, and genuine. These two come together to become a very convincing couple, and I wouldn't be surprised if they're together in real life. Are they together? Because there are scenes in this movie, there are sex scenes, there are romantic scenes, and they felt so real. I have never seen a more accurately portrayed sex scene between two teenagers before in my life. Yeah, that shit brought me back to At the Prom, man. 21B, that was the room to be in. The direction of the story is also very clear, and it doesn't feel like it's being shoved down your throat. The directing is one of the best aspects, because you could see that there was definitely an artistic vision for this project, and I felt like for the cinematography and during all the moves of the camera, I felt like I was watching a moving painting. I don't know, it must have been something in the color correction, but it looked like it was a painting. There were 2 or 3 long tracking takes where the scene would go on with one cut for about, I would have to say, 2 to 3 minutes long, and it was for conversations between Miles Teller and Shailene Woodley. Genuine conversation between these two characters was spewing, and it just felt, again, natural, as if these two actors were just having a regular conversation and not going off a screenplay. And finally, I was very impressed by how engaged and invested I was in these characters, because there's quite a few moments in this movie where my heart stopped. Literally, for a movie like this where I'm not invested in these characters at first because it's not a big Marvel movie or anything, when something bad happens to these characters or something that's very threatening, I was like, like my conscience at one point actually caught it and said to me, "Hey John, your stomach just dropped for a fictional character. Stop it, get over yourself." The only real criticism I have for this movie is that towards the later half of the movie, the pacing starts to wear off, and I thought the pacing for the first half was perfect, but for some reason during the second half, it has this syndrome where it felt like it was going on forever, and it's an hour and a half movie, so I shouldn't feel that way. But other than that, The Spectacular Now is a genuinely very heartfelt, dramatic high school film that needs to be seen by everybody. Just like with Perks of Being a Wallflower, I didn't like it as much as that movie. I was still heavily impacted by the characters and the overall story. I was just totally engrossed. Ready for this, guys? My second one, The Spectacular Now is Maffadocious. It's a 5 out of 5. Boom, baby. Next, The Place Beyond the Pine. Right now, The Spectacular Now is in limited release only in New York and LA, but when it comes to theaters near you, if you have already seen it, or let me know anything about The Spectacular Now. I want to talk to you guys about this movie because I actually really, really like it, and I love it the more I think about it. If you enjoyed this review and you now want to see the movie due to my convincing charms, like the video and subscribe. Also check out Facebook, Twitter, and We Live Film in the info box. I'm John Maffio, aka MaffmanJones, and Shailene Woodley is a very sweet girl. Really. You know how I know that? Because I met her. See you next time.
This is the youngest that we're ever gonna be. This is our time. Live in the now. Cheers.
Cheers.
To you, Amy Finicky.
To you, Mr. Cute.